Ahoy, ahoy, and welcome to a brand new edition of the Ramble on Reactions. Sitting right over there is clever Eric Mahler.
Sitting over there wearing an appropriate t-shirt is handsome Dan Nye.
But, I mean, am I going to be doing a whole bunch of Back to the Future musical cues throughout this entire
references?
Review? And references.
To the director? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
References to the director, like cubes and DeLoreans and... Not so much flux capacitors, though. A little sad about that.
Well, you saw one inside the car.
So, right, are you saving your surprise? Or are you going to put a little something later on in the review? If you couldn't tell, we're going to be talking about Ready Player One because that was a big tentpole movie that came out earlier this week, and we've been hearing.
Did 55 million opening weekend.
Not bad. So. Not bad. We've been hearing some things, plus and minus. I've been hearing probably more positive than negative. Have you been hearing anything interesting?
More positive.
Okay, so you want to talk about the movie? You want me to?
Set in the dystopian future of Columbus, Ohio in the year 2044? 45.
I think it's 44 in the book, it's 45 in the movie.
Our young hero, Wade Watts is a gamer inside the Oasis, which is pretty much the world's biggest MMO that is free. Anyone can play. You can be anything in there. And then one day the creator died and he left behind an Easter egg that if you discover it after unlocking 3 magic keys, you will gain control of the Oasis and $1 trillion.
Essentially all his shares.
All the money.
All the money. Hashtag all the money.
Hashtag.
Yeah, and that's essentially the plot of the movie. Only difference between that and the book, and as far as the plot goes, is there's 3 keys and there's 3 gates.
Yes.
So you have
this one. It's just keys.
We'll get a little bit into this. We talked about it a hair earlier. We'll do our best to talk about it. There's the Easter egg. We talked about it a bit earlier because it's hard to do this movie without getting too spoilery. But we do want to talk Ruby. We want to talk movies. We want to talk a little bit about the difference between the book and the film because they are.
We're going to be those guys.
We're going to be those guys because we both read and saw each, and they're 2 very different things.
Yes.
So as far as the plot of and I was describing this earlier, the plot of the book and the plot of the movie goes, they're the same story, but the plot points are entirely different. Like, the way the movie starts versus the way the book starts, I think the movie takes place over maybe a week. It's a few days.
Feels like a couple days.
And then the book is like months to almost a year.
Yeah, it felt like a year.
So, as far as, like, he described the plot, what other things did you really like about this movie?
Well, what I like about it is more or less this is nerd national treasure. Ready Player One is nerd national treasure.
I like that.
I love that. I love that comparison, and I love the national treasure movies. And that also lets you know what kind of film this is. It's a fun popcorn film where you're discovering things, but instead of history based, it's all nerd culture and reference based.
And heavily 80s.
Oh, so much 80s. Yet no Run DMC. Sad.
I think there could have been. There were opportunities. There were a couple opportunities in that I wanted to see references, and they even alluded to it, and then they pulled back, and I was a little sad.
Well, they probably, again, since it's in the book, you can do whatever you want because you're not paying for the rights. In the film, like, there's the part where you see the 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the bastardized versions. Like, no one at any moment in their life is like, I want to be those guys.
I mean, depending on how young they are, they do introduce the fact that a lot of these players are very young. Yeah. So if you're talking to a 10-year-old, it wouldn't surprise me. So I buy that. I buy that there could be some turtles. But you get, like, Battletoads in this, which I thought was kind of interesting and cool. I will say that, like, things I really liked, they substituted, you get to see the Iron Giant used to its full potential, which is teased in the Iron Giant movie, and you're never ever going to get to see a sequel where, you know, that you're actually using the Iron Giant for what it was intended for. But in this movie, they have to, like he talked about earlier, you have to do a little bit of substitutions for what IP you were using, essentially, and one of them is the Iron Giant, and it was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
I like the parts in the Oasis. The parts in the real world, not so much, but we'll get into that. But, like, the Oasis is what it should have been. It was fun, and then I knew it wasn't going to be the same as the book and with how they're going to handle the keys and the gates. But the way they did it is like, okay, it's just, it was a pacing issue.
Yeah, this may be one of the ones we haven't talked about it. We may be doing a rotten for this just because there is a lot to get into. As far as more positives, it's a fast movie. Like,
it's a fast film, yeah.
There's not a lot of downtime.
They literally within 10 minutes set everything up for you.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. Like, I liked some of the changes. I liked what they did. I like how they changed the inciting incident essentially. And I liked where they went with that. But then with the inciting incident, I had a thought and then I lost it. The like you were saying, the pacing is fast. It only lags a little bit, like right in the middle of the movie, where they're trying to establish relationships, and then you're kind of like,
Well, in the middle, especially when it gets like, I felt like it was like executive notes, like this needs to be more like the Hunger Games or something like that. It's like we gotta have a resistance.
Yeah, I'm trying to think more positive. You're littered with references.
Oh yeah, all the pop culture.
I probably want to see this again in IMAX just to try to pick out all the references. That being said, we'll go right into
I saw negatives. It in 3D and it looked great.
That's awesome. I saw it in regular 2D and it looked great as well. But it was pointed out, a lot of 80s and nerdy references, not a lot of video game references. Like you're watching it, and it's like you said, it's the biggest video game ever, and you get like what 3-4 things like maybe talked about, and has to do mostly with ammo. You get one kind of interesting first-person shooter, and then in the MMORPG world, you don't get a whole lot of video game talk, which is kind of interesting. Even the vernacular, there is no video game speak, no noobs, no poning, none of that. It's all gone. And
not even T.J. Miller's character you thought would be saying all that stuff doesn't.
Right, and when he was doing it, I liked the character, like he was funny, which, you put T.J. Miller and it's going to happen. Another big complaint of mine, Wade's dumb. He is really dumb in this movie. In the book, he is like super highly respected and really smart, and he figures out a lot of different things. And in this movie, they dumb him down kind of a lot.
Well, they dumb him down, make him more socially awkward, because again, in the book, he's supposed to be okay looking, and in the movies, you can't have someone who's just okay looking.
Tyler Sheridan. I mean, they give him awkward glasses.
Oh, well.
I mean, he's really awkward looking now. That was a big complaint of mine, and this is another reason that we're considering doing a rotten, because it's like book versus movie. The beats are so different, and I found myself I'm having a hard time being objective about the film in particular, because there's so many things I loved in the book that we didn't get to see.
Well, we didn't get to see that, and also, like I said, did characters' relationships differently. Mm-hmm. Certain characters, Simon Pegg's character has more of an impact in the book than he does in the movie. Like I said, I thought they just completely downgraded his character. And my only real negatives is just that, again, it's just certain things felt forced. Like, it's like, we had to have the resistance. We had to have this new female villain who's not even in the book. We had to have stuff like that, and it's just like, just let it flow, let it go work. I mean, they do some really cool things. I love the Jade Keys sequence.
The Jade Keys at the middle one?
Middle one, yeah. Because again, they had to do it differently from the book, and it was really smart.
Yes, it's been talked about, so it's not. It is the best Kubrick homage I've ever seen. It is gorgeous. That's one of the best parts of the movie, hands down. We didn't say that in positives, but I'm glad you brought that up, because it's amazing.
And like I said, my other main negative is, like, when you're in the Oasis, you like what's going on there, the story's progressing in there. When you're in the real world, it's just meh.
It's fine.
Yeah, like there's literally that's where the story starts dragging, is when you're in the real world.
And what I think they lost, and I think a lot of people have brought up, but I wasn't able to properly talk about until I saw the movie, the stakes do not feel as high.
No.
Like, they're trying to push stakes on you with what's happening in the real world, but the reason why it's such a big difference that the movie took place over, a week is generous. We'll say a week. We say the movie took place over a week and the book takes place over about a year, is because you see the stakes evolve in the book and what the characters have to go through in the book in order to take these gates and the keys and eventually get to more or less the same climactic battle. Not a spoiler because you see it in the trailers. What they have to do to get there is different in the book versus the movie, and there's so much more weight in the book.
And literally in the movie, the third key, literally it just goes, "Oh, we're here."
Yeah,
I was like, wait, what?
I was a little sad about that as well, where it was I knew they were gonna shave off so much, but that was part of the charm to me, is that they had to know a lot more about everything, about the whole popular culture. This was just kind of if you were talking to someone, essentially someone like me, who knows a little bit about everything, could probably get by and be fairly well respected in this game, as opposed to someone who had steeped themselves in the culture and literally knew the words to every movie. I could do most of Ghostbusters, but I couldn't do all of War Games, to to bring something up from the book. So to me, it was just like, it was close, and I like what Spielberg went for, but it was very much more a popcorn movie than it was a full course meal.
Pretty much, yeah. This was having pizza. It was nice. You'll enjoy it, but it's not really that. It's not that rewarding.
Yeah, you're not going to be like going away from that meal, be like, that was amazing. I could eat that meal every day for the rest of the week. You're going to be like, that was fine. Yeah. I'm satiated, but I'm not going to revisit it too much.
So Dan, grade this.
I'm still torn. I need to see it again. I'm probably going to go B-.
I'm going B.
I
had fun with it. I mean,
I had fun with it.
Again, it's one of those things. It's like, yes, the book is better. I'm that guy. But again,
you're that guy.
You can't. The book, as it's written and done, you could not do a movie of.
No, I wish it would have gotten. If this would have been more like a Peter Jackson adaptation, I actually might have been more excited about that kind of a director taking this on. Like, I know because of all the IP, Spielberg is literally the perfect choice, and bringing back Alan Silvestri to do the score, really, essentially to do an altered score. It's a great score, but essentially it's like the same key as Back to the Future, so you can just weave all those musical cues in and out of the entire film. That might have been the only person I would be like, I would love to see Peter Jackson. If he loved this book the way he loved the Lord of the Rings, that would have been interesting. But any other thoughts?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, so let us know, like we talked about a little bit, if you want us to do a Rotten, we may just go ahead and do it anyway, because clearly we have a lot of thoughts about this. Let us know in the comments, anywhere you see this. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that. Let us know what you thought about Ready Player One, because clearly it's a movie we can talk about for a long time.
We probably could.
And we probably will. Clever Eric Muller sitting right over there.
Handsome Dan Nye.
As always, thank you for watching Ramble On and Acres Away.
Eggs away.
Eggs away.